Happy Tuesday. Lord, I'm trying to rush it. I'm trying to rush Wednesday, right? How everybody doing today? Welcome in, welcome in. Today is Testimony Tuesday. If you're coming in my chat, please be respectful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And I'm your host, Georgia Girl. I was just popping in to see what everybody been up to. Testimony Tuesday, I come on, we talk about things that we have overcome and things that we're still trying to deal with. Well, who it is? I'm outside today. Hey, you guys, how are you doing? Good to see you. Today is Testimony Tuesday. How you been doing? You been doing all right? You been doing okay? Do you believe God is a waymaker? That's what I want to talk about today. Do you believe that God is a waymaker? You got to believe that he's one. We can say all day, hey, Miss Key, how you doing? I'm outside. I hear, I said, ooh, still a little windy out here, but it's still pretty out here. How you been doing? How y'all been doing? Y'all been doing all right? Miss Key, I was going to check on you later on because I know you got some things to do tomorrow, right? You still got that to do tomorrow? Hope everything working all right for you. How y'all been doing? Yes. You got to believe. Try to get this sun. Get out the sun a little bit. Now I can read. Hey, Joshua. Y'all doing all right? God is a way maker, a miracle worker, a promise keeper, a light in the darkness. He's our all. Well, he's my all in all. And I'm not ashamed to tell people that God is my all in all. Welcome in, welcome in. If you want to connect with someone, you can. Today is Testimony Tuesday. I normally do panels, but I haven't started about doing my panels yet, but it'll be coming up after a while, coming up soon. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about autism. I'm going to see if Young Riz want to pop in and talk about it. I haven't got it set up because of my real life things going on. I've been having to pop up late, like just ain't able to schedule stuff out like I used to. But other than that, I say I pop in and talk a little bit. Y'all doing all right? How many of y'all in the chat believe that God is a waymaker? If you believe that God is a waymaker, put a thumb in the chat. I'm outside. I'm trying to keep from being in all that sun, but it's nice out here, but it's windy. It's a little windy, but I just wanted to come out here and get me a little sunshine. How many of y'all in the chat believe God is a waymaker? If you believe that, hey, welcome in. If you believe that God is a waymaker, put a thumb in the chat. Put a thumb in the chat if you believe God is a waymaker. And he is. You could be the already witness those things for yourself. You know he's a waymaker if you're in my chat. That God, God woke you up this morning. Somebody was not able to wake up this morning. So if God woke you up this morning, he's a way maker because we going through, it's so much going on out in the world today. You know, we have to thank him and give him all the grace and mercy. Uh, Today made 4 weeks since I had my procedure. And that's why I know God is a way maker because I know the first week of my procedure, I wasn't feeling my best. I wasn't my normal self. But I know he was the one that helped gave me the strength to be able to say 4 weeks later, I'm doing better. And I have to thank him every day for his grace and mercy. He woke me up this morning. He started me on my way. Like sometimes you might get up a little shaky. You might have some issues going on, but you woke up. So you still have to give God the glory for just waking you up, getting you up out your bed, getting you up, able to have a breakfast or be able to see your family, because somebody is not able. I see people walking around here homeless. I saw a man up the road a while ago asking for money to eat and things like that. You know, we some of the things that we take for granted. Somebody's out here praying for, or somebody's out here wishing they can get those things. But in order for you to know that God is will do those things for you, you have to believe that He can do those things for you. So anytime you get where you're in a bind and you be like, Lord, I don't know how I'm gonna pay this bill, or Lord, you might wonder how you gonna get that next meal. But you just keep on praying and keep asking God to give you the strength and continue to work toward whatever you try to do. You'll start seeing some changes, but you gotta believe in what He's able to do. And all of us, and none of us perfect. We all have fell short. We all have been through things. We still going through things. We're still overcomers. So how everybody feeling great today? I was just sharing some testimony. I thank God that I might not be where I need to be, or I might not have everything I need, but I thank God for what I got. And I thank God I'm not where I used to be. Put it like that. So, He is a way maker. He's a miracle worker. He's all in all. He'll be there in your darkest hour. If you can't call on nobody else, call on Jesus. And you don't even have to have a telephone to call God. You can call Him any time of the day, night, morning, noon. And you don't need no internet. You don't need no social media for that. You can talk to Him when you're in your bed, when you're in your bedroom, when you're not in your bedroom. When you step foot out that bed in the morning time, you should be thanking God for waking you up. Yeah, that's what I was going to talk about today. How many of y'all believe that God is a waymaker? How many of y'all do believe that He's a waymaker? Hey, Kenneth, how you doing? Today is Testimony Tuesday, and I was asking the question: do you believe that God is a waymaker? Hey, Sirius, how you doing, Georgia girl? There's another Georgia girl in the house, y'all. I'm outside, and I still got that glare of the sun. Y'all say I'm dressed like it winter. The wind is windy out here, and I have to cover my bones. But I wanted to come outside and get some sunshine. How many of y'all believe that God is a waymaker? How many of y'all is a witness to know the things that God have done for you? I am magnificent. Thanks. How about you? I feel great. I feel great. I've been taking care of some real life things for the last couple of days, but I thank God for His strength and His grace and mercy. And I was asking the question: how many of y'all believe that God is a waymaker? Do you believe, Kenneth? Kenneth, do you believe that God is a waymaker? Do you seriously believe that God is a waymaker? And if you believe that God is a waymaker, put the thumb up in the chat. Give Him all the praises. Give Him some thanks for waking you up this morning. If you're in my chat, you should want to give God some praises. You should want, because somebody was not able to wake up this morning. And always remember that alarm clock did not wake you up this morning. It was God Almighty. It was God that woke us up this morning. We have our clock set for things like appointments and jobs, but don't never think, he make those alarm clocks work, but He's the one that breathe life into you every day to make sure you are here to see a new day. I'm a walking testimony that God has shown, okay, that God has shown me that ooh, girl, you better say it. You gotta be the witness, God, for yourself to know you can speak on it. Anytime that you can sit back and share the goodness of the Lord, that ain't nothing but a testimony. A lot of us don't make it out to talk about our testimony. A lot of us don't even make it to see our next birthdays. So we have a lot. We have a lot to be thankful for, guys. A lot. And I can't help but to give some praises. But you got to be the witness, God, for yourself. You got to be the witness here. Let me take this off. Maybe I can, because it's a little glare there. Take this off. Hold up, y'all. Because I'm on my, yeah, I can see better now. Cause that sun glare. But you got to be the witness him in order to say you are a witness. You got to be the went through some things to say this is a testimony. But if God woke you up this morning, that is your testimony. You have a lot to be thankful for. Like I said, up here where my daughter lives, I see so many people homeless. I don't know if it's by choice or what caused them to fall short to where they're at, or you know my heart go out to some of them, but I don't know what caused some of them to be. Hey, Frank, how you doing? I don't know what caused some of these people to be homeless or be hungry. My heart do go out to them, but I be like, wow, we sit back and we grumble, we sit back and we complain, looking at the man up the road a while ago pushing the buggy. It looked like he probably had 8 days. You know, I don't know why people be in that situation. Maybe it's financial, maybe they just don't have nowhere to go. And then I'm just gonna say this: if you got family, if you know they're your family, you love family, don't let them go like that. Don't let them go out like that. You know, and then some people don't want you to help them, but you know, and you can't help everybody. Frank, how you been doing? If I know I had a family member that I know is my family member, if they don't want to stay with me, I would try to show them or tell them about some resources that are out there to help them. Cause no one have to suffer the way some of these homeless people are suffering. So that's why I said we have a lot to be thankful for. And we got to believe that God is a waymaker. Frank, do you believe that God is a waymaker? Have witnessed something to know for yourself that God is a waymaker? Most time it's financially. Some people get put out. Yeah, because he had like a lot of his. I can tell that he didn't, maybe he had moved or got put out because he had a lot of his house things in the buggy, and I'm just sitting here I'm like, wow, things like that. It can happen to anybody. We don't know what people are going through. We don't know what people are going through to get in the situations we are. And whatever situation you're in, we got to keep trusting God and believe that He is a miracle worker, because, like my sign say, He's a way maker, a miracle worker. He's a promise keeper, and He's also in the light of darkness. Sometimes when you feel like you're all alone and you don't have no one to talk to, talk to God. Like that song said, try Jesus. If you have not tried Him, you need to try Him. I'm not here to preach to no one today. I'm not here to judge no one on their religion or anything like that. I'm just talking and sharing about, I know God is a waymaker. And you got to have been experienced those things to say in so many details. What can you say? Oh yes, yeah, yeah. Can y'all put like an example or something that it wasn't nobody but God? When you like, I know Miss Key had been under the weather. I had been talking to her. She know I had been up under the weather. And when you in pain and going through illnesses, you can't help but to call on God. You can't help but to call the man above. You don't need Wi-Fi to call him. You don't need no internet. You don't need no text. You don't need no telephone. You can get on your knees or you can lay in your bed and call him free without interruptions. You know? So how many of y'all can say in the chat that you have been there? You have done that. You have called on God when you have been in your darkest hour. You have called on him when you felt like that you didn't have no way out. I done been there. That's why I'm thankful. That's why I'm grateful. That's why I know that he's a miracle worker. He's a waymaker. I am a 7-year cancer survivor. I am a 7-year cancer survivor. And I have survived and I'm still fighting some things. But I have went through some things that a lot of people probably didn't even make it to. That's why I said, I know he's a miracle worker. I know he's a waymaker. I was diagnosed with stage 3 cancer, thyroid cancer. And my doctor always was telling me, you don't want this. You did not want that. You see what I'm saying? My doctor was telling me, you know, because some people, they had a nerve to tell me, y'all, I had that good cancer. I don't think no cancer is good. Yeah, we have to call on him every day. Call on him every day. I do. Sometimes, like I said, I drive, but I don't drive like all the time. If I have to go to like mail a package or maybe go to the store, it's something where I know I can go to because my nerves haven't. I'm not a good driver like I used to be, but I can get what they say. I can get A to B, if I just really need to get something, I know how to get to it. But for as traveling, I can't do it because of my. Hey, you done came home? Hey, Tang Tang. You had a good day today? Get Granny sugar. Mwah. Give me sugar. You okay? Everything all right? You sound like you tired. Hey, welcome. That's what I said. He talking about I got the good cancer. I don't consider no cancer good. Just hearing that word is frightening. Hearing the word cancer is frightening. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what my doctor was telling me, that I got the good cancer. I didn't know none of it was good. I guess he was talking about the survival rate of it, and when you get those early detections and things like that. But there are some people that not, hey, Butt Files, how you doing? There are a lot of people out there don't get a chance to beat cancer, or they still fighting it. I thank God daily I was diagnosed with it. Yeah, though the times when they diagnosed me with thyroid cancer, it affected me mentally, financially. It really did. It just took it. I mean, it changed my whole life. But I thank God that I didn't even have to go through all that chemo. I was supposed to have been did radiation, but after they went in and got the tumor out, they said I didn't need to have it. So I know God is a waymaker. I know he's a waymaker. But you gotta believe that he's one. You gotta believe that he's a waymaker. You just can't say, I know God gonna fix it for me. You gotta believe that he's gonna fix these things. A lot of people don't like to call on the Lord. A lot of people don't even like to talk about it. But I'm here to tell you on my channel, I talks about it. I don't mind giving him his time. And you don't even have to be in church to give God his glory. You could be sitting in your house. I was intending to read that scripture. Let me read this scripture what series that put in here. On Tuesday, be kind of like church, Bible study, testimony talk. You know how we do over here. It's always positive. I was trying to read, she had put a scripture in here. I was trying to, but my question was today, how many of y'all believe that God is a waymaker? And everybody in the chat said they know that God is a waymaker because they either have experienced something, they either witnessed to something, or they still trying to overcome something. I'm still trying to overcome some things. But I'm going to keep on praying and I'm going to keep on believing that God will make a way. But you got to believe that He is. She had put a scripture in Psalms 118:14. The Lord is my strength and my defense, and He has become my salvation. Girl, you better see it. Most time it's we was talking about how I was just looking at the homeless. Some people just, I mean, they just like all in front of the stores, and we don't know what caused people to fall into poverty or homeless. And most of the time it either be financial. And honey, the way they talking about Trump doing, woo child, we probably better start stacking up on us some stuff. Cause these prices gonna continue to rise. We got a place to stay. Be thankful for you where you live. You got a roof over your head. Cause somebody ain't got that roof over their head. Let me see what else. Welcome in everybody. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I see everybody was speaking to everybody. Yeah. You said I had to pray for myself last week. And I was praying with you. I was praying with you, Miss Key. Cause I know you. And I'm like, they ain't like you, Miss Key. You know, when you ain't used to being like me, I deal with health issues. See, some came on you all of a sudden. I'm not gonna tell your business, but you wasn't. I know you called me. I said, "Ooh, girl, you sound terrible." Cause I know how you sound. I know I haven't seen you. A lot of people haven't seen you. A lot of people don't even know. Well, they probably hear you on your videos and stuff. And I was like, "Ooh, Mickey." That's why we had to set the challenges back, cause we got to make sure we taking care of ourselves and taking care of real life. You see what I'm saying? But I think she's doing much better. But I think she got a little more stuff she got to take care of. And I told her to take care of herself. Because social media, they going to be here. And one thing I learned too, if people going to support you, they going to support you till you get back from going through some of the things you go through. If they going to be there for you, they going to be there for you. It's just as simple as that. Now, you know better. You know better. Go put on some shoes. Hey. What you got them out? Don't do that. I told you don't do that. It's impolite. You don't do that. Bye. Go in there and watch TV. You can get back in camera and I mean it. Okay. You know you don't come on camera like that. Tell everybody, hey. She's. And go put on some shoes before you be sick. You can get back in the camera and I mean it. Okay, for real. Hey y'all, my name's Dominique. They know who you is. Don't do that. I'm for real. Go back in the house. I told you when I get to talk about serious stuff, I don't want. What I told you? What did I tell you when I went live? Yeah, today after this Grandma's gonna still be a lot. I'm gonna make a drawing. I'm gonna draw something, and y'all gonna wait with one better. Okay, let Grandma finish talking her business now. I'll let you come out. Let Grandma finish doing this, okay? You know I don't play that. I be Hey, Light. How y'all doing? Good to see everybody. They know you, Boosie. Go put some shoes on before you be sick, girl. So I told him, I said, cause the sun shine a little bit, you still can't walk out that door without those shoes on now. Cause it's windy. It's a little windy. Y'all see I got me some sleeves on. Go put some shoes on before you be sick.
That will happen.
Y'all doing all right? And I was just talking about how many of y'all believe that God is a way maker? How many
What's
of
a
y'all?
Waymaker?
How many of y'all believe that God is a way maker?
Me, I love God.
Go in the house
Okay.
now. Don't be hard headed. How many of y'all believe that God is a way maker? She all right. She just being bad. Like I said, you got to be the witness and went through some things and know what God can do for you, or what He have and what He will do. And I feel great. Today made 4 weeks since I had my procedure. I was going through some the first week of the procedure. It wasn't, it was more than what I expected was gonna be. I couldn't get my voice right. The purpose of that um, procedure was me be able to swallow my food, and I was still having problems swallowing. I'm like, all right now, I did have to give myself time to heal, and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I didn't rush myself. So right now, I'm able to digest and swallow my food. That's why I said that is my testimony. It could have been worse. They could have found tumors and cancers, but they didn't. Wish they was looking because, anytime you have an infection, they going to check it out. They going to do biopsies. Because I ended up having two infections. I had a throat infection and a stomach infection. But they test everything and everything did come out benign. I had to end up taking some antibiotics. But I thank God that I feel much better because it brought by, yeah, I am. It brought by a lot of memories, and like it had started to get me paranoid. And I'm like, they took all my glands out, so I don't know why my food won't go down. I was just getting paranoid. I'm like, have they found something else? See, that's where my faith get tested at. I can't be assuming things. I had to stop assuming the worst and think positive that things gonna be okay. Sometimes, I'm human. And I was like, Lord, because I was telling my husband, I said, I don't know what's going on. I said, I went through this same thing when I found that I had cancer, right? My food would get caught up. My food wouldn't go down. I would stay hoarse. Y'all used to hear me talking all the time. Y'all see I sound a little bit clear. I used to be hoarse all the time. And sometimes my voice still get a little high. But everything good. I got to go back for my follow up. Matter of fact, next month. And I'm like, the people already took my glands out now. I ain't got no thyroid. And but it was my esophagus. And, you can get esophagus. You can get any type of cancer, esophagus cancer, all kind of stuff. But I didn't thank God that I didn't have to go down that road. I just kept praying and asked God to continue to bless me. That's why I said I know He's a way maker, but you gotta believe that He's a way maker. And I was asking the people in the chat, how many of y'all believe that God is a way maker? Sometimes you could be knowing that you almost down in your last dollar. You're wondering, Lord, I'm not going to get my paycheck till another week. And you might be saying, Lord, I got to let this stretch. I got to let these couple of dollars stretch. You don't be knowing how you going to make it stretch, but God be already knowing that you can stretch those few dollars. He already be knowing that things gonna work out for you. Sometimes he been already worked it out for us. He just be waiting for us to, you know. 'Cause one thing about God, God know exactly what everybody's going through. He knows our cries. He knows our laughs. He knows everything about us. But he just want us to be. He want us to believe in him and keep trusting in him. He gonna take us through those rough days, those good and bad days. He is. He really is. He take us through that for a reason. 'Cause I used to find myself wondering why things happen the way they do. As I gotta stop questioning God. I used to find myself, how many people in the chat? Be honest. Be honest. This is just a dialogue. I can't get about on the panel because I'm not through StreamYard. But how many, be honest, how many people in the chat have questioned God before? How many people have said, why me? Why this happening to me? Be honest. Be honest about it. How many people have said, God, why me? Why this happening to me? I have. I'm waiting to see how many people have questioned God. They always tell us not to question him. But if we do, we're human. So how many people in the chat, if y'all, I gotta go look on I'm trying to look on my computer. I'm out here in this sun. Let me see if I get out the sun a little bit. A long time ago? Okay. So a long time ago, you was questioning him because of what? You didn't believe, right? You know, I was like that because I didn't believe. My faith wasn't as strong as it is now. You see what I'm saying? My faith wasn't as strong as it is now. When I went through all the things I went through, I got stronger mentally. Physically, my body still ain't where I was 7 years ago. But I thank God that I'm here. You see what I'm saying? And I was like, Lord, I used to be like, Lord, why me? Why this happening to me? But I had to go through these things in order to be where I need to be at today. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes he take us through these things to test us. Because he want us to trust him, believe in him, and leave it at just give it to him. You see what I'm saying? I was in church, but I really didn't have a relationship with God. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And right. People can go to church. Like I was saying, I got to get out this sun. People can, like I say, you can praise God at your house. You don't have to be in church to give God all the glory. You could be right there at your house. Y'all know Easter coming up, right? I think you was talking about that, Frank. Easter coming up. Them churches gonna be filled with people. They're gonna be filled with people. People probably that ain't been to church all year. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to church every Sunday. I don't go to church every Sunday. I go, but I don't go every Sunday. My church normally be first and third Sunday. And I was telling my kid before, when I was younger, I used to be in the choir. I used to be in the choir. I used to go to church every Sunday then because I was in the choir. I would uh, practice on. I'm here. Come here. Let me move this table because that sun is mighty bright. That sun is bright, y'all. But it's pretty out here. But the sun is mighty bright. I'm trying to keep from getting that glare in my face. But If you go to church, if you don't go to church, God ain't gonna love you no less. You can praise him at home. You can praise him at home. You hear me? You can praise him at home. Like I said, when I was going through, when I wasn't able to go to church, my pastor, people from church was bringing me things, and they would bring me like fruits, and because I was down for a while when I went through that cancer situation. I was down for a while. Financially, I was hurting. So my church, they helped with me financially. A lot of churches do help their members. And they was always tell me, just come when you get well or come when you're up to it. But you can praise God at home, in your bedroom, in your bathroom. You can call on him anywhere. You can. You can call on him any time of the day. Any time of the day. But yeah, I was just like the people I was talking about, the homeless. I don't know what they're. I hate to see people sitting on the road like that. Like. And if they were my family members, you can't tell everybody. A lot of people won't don't want help. You could offer people help, or you could try to get them something. Some people just don't want help, or they don't want to get help. Not many days. Oh, okay. Hey, Sassy, I was able to send your package off today. You should get it soon. Um, hey, Rudy. I don't know what you're saying, but okay. That's that Rudy would always pop in the chat. I told he got autism. He be saying stuff, and I try to. Yeah, some people don't. Some people don't want help, and then some people got a lot of pride. A lot of people have a lot of pride. But I was asking the question today, y'all. How many of y'all believe that God is a waymaker? Yeah, that's Rudy. He didn't added a new name or something, but that's the one I always be over here, be coming here talking about. I told he sometimes come in and say stuff, but I know who it is. He got autism, and he come in and he might say stuff, and that's why I said we have to overlook him, but he okay. He okay. Cause he tagged me in a video one day last week, and I didn't know what he was going to say. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. He was somebody can do. How do I count to 10? I'm like, because I know what he going through. So, I still just responded. How you doing? Welcome in. He was talking about my glasses. Yeah, I saw him say something about some echo. Yeah, I saw that. Johnny, girl, you, I be trying, girl. I be trying. I be like, okay, Rudy. Cause he come in and say the same stuff. He come in. He like he got a pattern, which I've been talking about autism this month. Tomorrow I'll be talking about. I'm trying to see if young Riz want to come up and share his challenges. But yeah, that's what I was talking about today. How many of y'all believe that God is a waymaker? How many of y'all believe that God is a waymaker? And you got to be believing that he's one. How many of y'all have been where you thought, I don't know how I'm gonna pay this bill today, and all of a sudden that bill just get paid. Frank know how them trolls is that. He know. But yeah, I don't know. Y'all ain't been saying he be over him. I try to overlook, but then if it gets so out of hand, yeah. So, but how many of y'all have been like, you know, I don't know how I'm gonna pay this bill today. The then thing work out for you. How many of y'all have been like that? I have. You know how some people It's some people will work with you when it's time for a bill to do, and there are some people that won't. You see what I'm saying? You know, we run into those people. Some of the ones that don't try to help you. They always try to be up forward and up front, saying, I gotta have my money today." And then there are some people that will work with you. You know, I have been there. I have done that. You know what I'm saying? I have did all of that, and you be like, "Lord." Just be praying so hard sometimes, y'all. Sometimes you be praying so hard, and sometimes your prayer being already be answered. But you gotta believe in it, y'all. You gotta believe in it. You gotta believe that all those things will happen. You know, there's all things with God is possible. Yeah, some of them don't care. They just want that money. Yep. How'd I tell you? That's what they need to come up with. Stop all those scamming calls. Those people, do they ever go to sleep, y'all? Do those people ever go to sleep? That phone be ringing from noon to time to go to bed. But yeah, I was just sharing about that I'm feeling pretty good. Today made 4 weeks I did my procedure. And I'm glad that when it comes down to my health, I try not to wait around on nothing because of what I have already experienced with cancer and stuff like that. That's why if I see a little bump or a little lump or anything that I see growing on me out of the ordinary, I'm going to the doctor. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to go see what it is. First, I might try to mess around with it. No goodness. I'm going to go see about it because I know I'm not a doctor. And like I said, Google is not a doctor. It help us on some things, but it's best to go see about yourself. That one thing about me, yes, I look up stuff, but if I don't understand stuff, I'm always get second opinions. I'm always talk to my doctor, but I'm gonna always talk to God. I'm always talk to God. Like I said, you don't need no phone to talk to God. You don't need no internet. You don't need no kind of connection at all. I don't think you didn't need to be connected to Him. Google ain't. But you know what? Oh, I know what I was coming up. Ain't nothing about no Google. You know what my Google was? Encyclopedia. Encyclopedia, dictionary. I think everybody had those same dictionary, them same encyclopedia. Those, I think I did a throwback on them thing one day. I think everybody had those green and white uh, encyclopedia. Yeah. My daughter tell me all the time, "Mom, stop Googling that stuff." Look, y'all know I have my computer on handy. I be having my computer on handy, especially when I get to talking about stuff. I say, "Shoot, you want to know something? You can't ask nobody. I Google it." But then it's still, but I'm saying when it comes down to your health now, like I Google stuff like articles and see what's going on, like recent stuff in the news. You know what I'm saying? But anything that I know is concerning my real life, I'm gonna talk to somebody, my doctor or somebody. You go to the library, yep, or read the newspaper. Do people still get newspaper? Y'all remember how folks used to throw newspaper out there in your yard in the morning time? Do people still get newspaper? I know I had a cousin. She was getting newspaper every day. And we used to do those puzzles and stuff. Honey, look, a phone is the dictionary, the encyclopedia. They don't do all that stuff, though. It'll mess you up. It'll mess you up. I don't really, you don't see them. I see a couple of them out there. Some people get them like at their house. That's how my cousin was doing. She was they would like, throw it in the yard. Hey Lorette, how you doing? Today's testimony Tuesday. Welcome in, welcome in. And I was talking about um do y'all believe God is a waymaker, a miracle worker? He's a promise keeper, and he's also the light in darkness. That's good. Good to see you. And I was just saying that you could call on God if you can't call on nobody else. My grandma said sometimes you have to get in that closet or get in that somewhere and just get the praying to him. Yes, Lord. I don't mind telling people I call on the Lord. I don't need no internet to call him. I ain't got to make no collect call. I just call him direct. Yeah. Because when I was going through my procedure, I was like, Lord, I was getting paranoid because people already been down. Because that was my second time having that. Well, the first time they did the procedure, they was just telling me about what I was had going on with my stomach. And I'm like, Lord, they got to go through this again. And so when I had the second one, they had to go in and stretch my esophagus. They had to go in there and make sure everything would go down correct. Even though they didn't cut me, but they had to put tools. They had to put tools down my throat, and they looked inside my stomach, and that's when they said they saw the infection, and they did a biopsy. Yeah. Anytime you having type in infections or anything like that, they gonna send it off. They gonna, cause my husband had got one of those. I don't know if y'all seen those things like, um, I would say they call rising or something like that. It was a little bump. Next thing you know, that thing got so big, and they had to end up, y'all know how them things be, they burst. And they had to send all that off. Make sure everything was good. Boy, he said he wanted to snap that doctor because that doctor was mashing it. Y'all seen them thing? It was a cyst. He had an infected cyst on his back. But that thing had got so big. They were trying to make sure it wasn't, no tumor and stuff like that. So anytime you see something growing on you or you feel something coming up in your skin like a knot or get it checked though. And he said, I thought it was a little bump. It did look like a little bump at first. I said, what? I said, that thing was so little. Then a few days later, they start getting bigger. Some people call them balls but they said it was infected cyst though. But yeah, I just want to say today is Thankful Tuesday. I thank God that I might not still be where I want to be, but I do thank God I'm not where I used to be. And so, we have to give him all the glory for that. If you can look back over your life and think about some of the things that you have been through and you see how you are today, that ain't nothing but a testimony because a lot of people cannot speak on things that they have overcome or things that they're still trying to overcome. A lot of people don't speak on it, but they know that God is a waymaker. They know that because they have already went through some things to know and witness the things that God can do. With God, all things are possible. And that's what keep me going. That's what keep us striving. Even though sometimes I might be having a hard time going through stuff, I said, Lord, I ask him. This is what I say, God, continue to give me the strength. Continue to watch over me, my family. I pray about my YouTube family. I pray for y'all. I said, Lord, take care of the families out here. Take care of everybody. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say they don't want people praying for them, but if people are going to do some sincere prayer, I'm all with it. But down here, a lot of people say everybody can't pray for you. Have y'all heard that? They say a lot of people can't pray for you. Because a lot of people be praying for your downfall. Well, they say I'm praying for you. Some on some on really don't. Some on be praying for you to follow your face and not make it and things like that. So it's a difference when people pray for you and pray on you. See what I'm saying? Pray on you mean they trying to um trying to manipulate you or trying to do things to you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know the difference. Oh, you heard that right? But some people say everybody can't pray for you. And Frank, I see you was giving us the updates on the my computer must be dead. I see you were giving us the updates on the game. Who you think gonna win, Frank? The championship. Yeah, some people pray for your downfall. They really do. Some people be praying for your downfall. But one thing about me, y'all, I want us all to win. Even if, I mean, I don't know. I probably do have enemies. I don't know. Even if I have enemies, I want my enemies to win. I do. I want the enemies, I want everybody to succeed. Cause I don't deal with you. That don't mean that don't mean that I wish bad for you. You know what I'm saying? I want all of us to succeed in everything. Oh, I hope the Lakers make it, but oh no. That's what I'm going for, the Lakers. But I remember we used to have prayer meeting. My aunt and I used to have church at the house, and like I said, cause you go to church or cause you don't go to church, that don't mean God gonna love you even lesser. And cause you be at church every Sunday, that don't mean you're a Christian either. We gonna see them church gonna be loaded down, Frank. Sunday, they Frank, Frank. The church is gonna be full of people. The deacons gonna come up. Look, that one thing I tell you that when you go to church, if you ain't been to church in a while, don't see some of them folks at the store somewhere. They be like, why you went at church last Sunday? Oh, I ain't seen you in a long time. Especially them old sisters and uh, the deacons and stuff like that. Huh? They see you at a store somewhere. Where you been? I ain't seen you. They be reminding you. They be reminding you like, look, but they know I've been going through a lot of health issues, and I make sure when I do go, I pay my dues. A lot of people go to church still don't know God exactly. Get back to TDJ. That what the man name? Oh, not TDJ, but what the man name? Oh, the one they said wanted all that money from his church members. Lord have mercy. What that man name, Frank? Hey, Jaden, how you doing? Happy Tuesday. What that man name? Oh, I love his song. I think I played one of his songs today. They were talking about he was holding the people in the church until he got what that man name, Frank? Uh, they said he was holding the people in the church until he got that 40K. But he said it wasn't like that. But honey, you can't put that past people these days. Marvin South, you cannot put nothing past people these days and what people do for money. Jada, how you been doing? You been doing okay? I was just over here talking. God bless you. God bless you. It been a while? Yeah. So you haven't been on YouTube that much? Oh, you haven't been over this way a while. When I be seeing you through my other channel, See, sometimes I don't see people through this channel. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm not getting that many notifications. Now, if I go through my second channel, I see your channel, Jaden. I guess I'm gonna have to go in and subscribe and resubscribe. I guess I don't know. Yeah, they say he told him to close the door, but he said, it wasn't like that. I mean, how else the people? What you know? How what else do you think the people gonna think? Like I said, our church we have envelopes. They have them in the middle of the floor, or they have them where you can just go on and put your dues in. And you give what you can give. Can't take care of these preachers and stuff. You're supposed to give a certain percent, but give what you're able to give. Like I said, God is not gonna love you no lesser. He's not gonna, you're not supposed to judge no one. You're not supposed to judge no one. Like I said, if I don't go to church, I can sit here in my house and I can praise Him just like they do at church. I can read my Bible. I can sing my songs. I can share my testimony. You know what I'm saying? Because I was brought up like that. We had church in the house. My auntie now used to have them big old drums, and my uncle used to have his guitar, and it wasn't that many people attending, family. And then, people started coming out, and my auntie now used to have be in a backyard, or either they used to be in a house. And we used to go in his station wagon to different churches and stuff. Like I said, I know about all that. I done seen when they knock people out, put that oil called that holy water on them. I done seen, I even done been past, I done fell out before. The spirit had got me where I have fell out before. I remember going to a prophet. I didn't know exactly what she was until I was like, this lady here reading me, ain't she? She was like telling me about stuff that I'm going through. And I mean, she just like, that's why I was saying, I don't know. I was asking the question one time before, how many of y'all believe in prophets? How many of y'all believe that prophets are real? Because this woman, she read my whole life, and this kind of scared me. It really did. It kind of scared me. And I'm like, how did this lady know this about me? And I know I never seen her before in my life. I never seen that lady before in my life. But she read me. She read my mother-in-law. She was telling my mother-in-law about she in pain every day. Then before I got to going through what I'm going through now. And my mother-in-law, she was saying my mother-in-law was going through grieving for my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law had just died a few months before we attended that church. And she was telling my mother-in-law that she would be crying, that she see her crying, and she's grieving. And we didn't even know my mother-in-law. I know when you grieve a long time. Who are that? Oh, y'all coming out that door ain't no shoes on. Y'all gonna be sick. Y'all gonna hide some eggs Sunday? I said I was gonna boil some. Your papa gonna cook some. Probably say he put some on the grill. We're gonna color some, and she probably gonna get that grass cut. But if she don't get it cut, we're gonna put some eggs out here. Yeah, I do too, Frank. What? Stop flexing. You ain't got no muscle. Child, please. I do too. But there are a lot of people say they, believe those prophets be, you know, right. It kind of spooked me out that day when I went. God, how did they know about what I'm going through? And one of my friends had invited me to the church, right? And I'm thinking she had to, told the lady about some things about me. She said, no, I would never do that. There's a prophet be seeing things, so I don't know. I think I went to that church maybe once or twice. Then she got to talk about that money, Frank. Them folk were writing checks. And they weren't writing on little money either. I'm like, I ain't got that kind of money. They was pulling out their checkbooks. And now they got the ATMs in the church. I guess if you don't have it in your pocketbooks, you can go to the ATM and get what you go get. Like, wow. I do what I'm able to do. I do what I'm able to do. We can't take care of those preachers and stuff. But yeah, I was just talking about God is a way maker, and we gotta believe that He's one. And I put all my trust in Him. All my trust. He's my all in all. He is a miracle worker. So what y'all been doing today? What have y'all been doing today? I was looking around to see what y'all. I did see you talk about basketball. I think me Kia did a couple videos. Lion Pride, you been walking today? Let me see. Tomorrow, I'll be sharing some things about. Oh, they would take it from your cash out. Who? Talking about the church? But you have to get them your number, right? Oh, you talking about they let them take it automatic or something? When I go, I normally have, I'll say if the kids go with me, I get them something to put in church, and I have what I'm gonna put in the envelope or whatever. I don't never give them my information for real. Mm. Yeah, tomorrow I'll be talking about some more about autism. I'll be having stuff to do early up in the day, so that's why I normally come live in the evening time. But I probably go through StreamYard just in case young Reds want to come through, and then I can put them on the panel. But I don't know about this weather, y'all. Ooh, it been sunny today, but it's still been kind of cool. So I guess this the Easter snap, huh, Frank? That's the Easter snap. Like the old folks say, that cold weather got to come before Easter. And I believe that. Because that's how it normally be. What y'all doing for Easter? Are y'all going to church? Are y'all coloring eggs? What are y'all doing? Though we was talking about today, probably color some eggs for the kids. There ain't gonna be too many eggs. But they didn't went down on the eggs. I saw some today for I guess they probably did it for Easter. I've seen some eggs for $4.99. That's still high, but it's cheaper than what they was. You know what I'm saying? I saw them at Piggly Wiggly today, and them thing was like $9 and $10. So they was some extra large eggs. I said, okay. I told my daughter, I said, probably going to get some now because they know a lot of people probably gonna be getting eggs. Cause my granddaughter gotta take some eggs to school, but she gotta take those plastic eggs though. Yeah, the wild Family Dollar, not Family. I was in Dollar General and Dollar Tree yesterday. They got all kind of stuff in there. Yeah. My granddaughter's about y'all gonna have a gold egg. Y'all know that gold egg be some money. Supposed to be money in it, right? I'm trying to type on my computer. Yeah, the gold egg supposed to have the money in it. Yep. So I don't think I'm going to church Sunday. I haven't really made my mind up yet. But if I do, I will. If I don't, I won't. But trying to decide on what I'm gonna cook. We're thinking about doing some barbecue or something. I don't want to cook too much. But that's what I told my husband, because he loved to be out there on the grill. So Do something like that. But other than that, I'm doing great. And I can't, I have to give God all the glory. He's the reason that I'm feeling better. He's the reason that I'm the way I am today, even though, like I said, there's still some things I'm struggling with. There's still some things that I'm going to go in the house cause I don't want to be, ooh, I don't want to be sniffing. And I can tell it's starting to get back cool now. This weather is real strange. But it felt good, but it's getting cooler now. It is getting cooler. Who locked the door? Boosie. I bet that who it was. What's she at anyway? You must be got a me. Oh, I couldn't open it. You must be got a me. You must have one every day. I was looking at some of that stuff you had. Ooh, I had to come in the house, y'all. It's starting to get cool out there. My leg. I don't want my leg to be aching. I will go by the church when I'm lead to go. Okay. So are you a member of a church? Are you a member? Or you're not a member of a church? I joined the church when I was I think I was 9. I was little when I joined the church. It was me and some of my cousins. I think I was about 9 years old. And they was asking me what did I want to do. Did I want to be a usher? So I got in the choir. I didn't want to do the ushering. Oh, okay. I was when my mother was. Oh, okay. Your mama used to go to church with your mama. I bet at Easter time you used to go a lot there. Uh, but other than that, I've been feeling great. Yeah, I used to go when I was singing in the choir. So I used to have to go there every Sunday or whenever the junior choir would have to sing. I used to have to be there. I never did do the ushering. I had thought about it, but no, I stuck to the singing. And I was the background singer then. I was too shy to get in front of the people. I don't know why I used to be shy. I always stayed in the back. The people would lead the song. I had when I got older, I was gonna go back and you know, get back in the choir, but since I was have so many issues with my hip and back, I just I just don't try to get up them steps and try to get up there in that choir. Okay. Yeah, I can remember having right before Easter, everybody used to be getting ready, either trying to get their little Easter outfit together, the hairdos and stuff like that. Bruce had my computer, and I know I shouldn't let her mess with it. Trying to make it restart it. What you had for dinner today, Frank? I had some spaghetti. I had some spaghetti today. Anybody else live now? Because I wasn't going to be on too long. I watch church on YouTube on Sunday, different church. Okay. Yeah, it's a lot of you know when they was going through the pandemic, that's what everybody was doing. Yeah, spaghetti too. That's what everybody was doing, when the pandemic was going on. And we would tune in to services then, or either I used to see people on YouTube, like you say. It'd be some good services going on YouTube. My brother, he be Cause my husband, brother's a preacher. He does his thing every Sunday. He do his sermon and stuff. You have to download the link and stuff like that. And then my church, they be online too. They were real online when all that pandemic was going on. That's why I said, woo, we have a lot to be thankful for because we had to go through all of that. We couldn't even go in no church when that pandemic was going on. People wearing a mask and I said, ooh, I'm glad it ain't like that now. But you know, that COVID still out there though.
That COVID still like that though. That COVID still like
My knee hurt. That's why I came on in the house. Cause that cool air make my legs hurt. Yep. So that's why I probably do color some eggs and fix my kids up their little basket. Cause that's what I normally do for them. I remember when my mom used to buy those Easter baskets. It be looking like them things be full of stuff. Get home, it don't be nothing but grass. But you know, when we was coming up, we were glad to get that little basket. Okay. I was just seeing who was in the chat because I wasn't able to really see who was in here earlier. I want to thank Lion Pride for coming in. Miss Key. Who else was in here? Sirius, Kenneth, Frank, of course, and I think Jaden. Is that what everybody? I think that was everybody. But I do want to thank everybody for coming in. And like I said, you know, we have to believe that He is a waymaker. We have to believe that He's a miracle worker and a promise keeper. Because He is all of those things. But we do have to believe. And if you have witnessed some of those things and know that He's there, that's the testimony. Because we all have been through some, probably have still trying to figure out how we going to make it, how we going to continue to get through it. But we got to just continue to keep holding on and keeping the faith. That my teacher tell me all the time. Keep the faith. Like I said, I was brought up basically in the church. Uncle and auntie. Like I said, we had our own preacher. You know, he was a preacher of the church, of the family. And he would always take the kids around. I remember that, look, thinking about that station wagon still full of children. And back then, people weren't wearing no, look, we weren't wearing no seatbelts back then. We used to pile up in that stitcher wagon. It was just because we knew we were going to go somewhere. And my uncle and aunt, God rest her soul, both of them, she used to play that big old drum. I used to try to play the drum some, and I sang a little bit, but yeah, you gotta be an experienced God for yourself to know that He's a miracle worker. Boy, you walk around here like you got muscles. Ain't no child. Sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere. My grandson walk around here doing like that. Try to flex. Boy, sit down somewhere. The little tail. Somebody he trying to build him a six pack. Boy, sit down.
yeah, six pack.
What a six pack is. My son said he got ribs.
He taking his protein powder. I got. He might get a little book.
Yeah, he over there mixing up some stuff. John, we gonna color some eggs Sunday. Don't you gonna hide it for baby?
Follow my TikTok.
Don't put that music in my life, girl. You need to get the link.
No copyright. I mean, I don't own how you say it?
I'm not on the right.
I don't own the right to music copyright or the music.
You already did it. You ought to give me your link and I have to put it in there. Yeah, I got some things coming up, y'all. My son is a entrepreneur and he'll be selling some wellness products and some different things. So he gonna come on. Okay, Ken. I'm gonna do a live stream with my son. He's an entrepreneur, and he'll be showing some of his products that he's gonna be selling. And I'm gonna have this link, and he gonna come on and show some of the things that he got on his website. You somebody, hey, I was watching you with my dad. What you was watching? You ready for Easter, Kenny? 'Cause I see you sent me a picture of you and the Easter bunny. Kenny, when you was little, did you used to go to church on Easter? Are you going to church? Are you going to church for Easter? Yeah, I'm gonna let my son show y'all some of his products, and when I do the show with him, his link will be in the live, and y'all can check that out. He got a lot of stuff like wellness products and different stuff like that. hmm you got some stuff just like what I be talking about over here. Oh yeah, you used to go to church a lot as a child. So what you was when you took that picture? Cause that picture was like you had a Easter bunny. You was, hmm you know, a lot of people, Easter is kind of like it's kind of like a holiday. It's that's when Jesus rose on Easter morning. And people does acknowledge Easter. What wrong with it? They put some ice. They put some ice on it. And but he said Jesus has risen. Hey Terry, how you doing? Hey Big O, how you doing? Good to see y'all guys. I was just talking. I was asking the question, do y'all believe that God is a waymaker? Do y'all believe that God is a waymaker? But you got to believe in order to know that He is a waymaker. Good to see you guys. How things going for you, Big O? I know you've been dealing with your health and stuff. How things working out for you? Cut that light on right now. Cut that light on, one of y'all. Cut that light on. At the what? Aquarium. Oh, okay. So you had took your picture with the Easter bunny. All right. Terry, you say you been doing great. I was outside to come in, y'all. It had started getting cool out there. I already had that Easter snap. Today is Testimony Tuesday. And like I said, we have a lot to be thankful for. Some people was not able to wake up this morning. Some people would not be able to is able to talk about some things what they're gonna do for Easter. Like I said, what y'all doing for Easter? Y'all going to church or y'all gonna be on any programs or what y'all gonna be doing? We probably color some eggs and do some things for the kids. Yeah. I can remember those days when we used to be hiding eggs and finding the eggs, and I used to take pictures with the Easter bunny and all that stuff too, Kenny.
Our lives, they might cut trash.
Huh?
So get ready on the meeting, they might cut trash.
Who?
You might hear some of this in the background.
Oh, but I'm finna get ready to go off in a few minutes. You finna go live on your thing?
Right.
Y'all already put some music in here.
I have a meeting.
She already put some music in here. You two be tripping, man. Trying to keep this channel, trying to keep it as simple as possible. But it is what it is. I'm still working on those hours. I done got them down. If things work out the rest of the week, I'll be down to 300 and some hours. Yeah, the great Lord Jesus Christ is the Holy Spirit is a waymaker. He removed the word disabled from my vocabulary and gained my sight by Amen. That's good because I know you have shared your testimony. We're gonna start by doing the panels. I'm still just working toward trying to, once I get if you hear the music or anything, YouTube. I do not own the right to this background music. My son in the next room, he on his computer. I probably need to move, but I'm not gonna be on too much long. But yes, I was just asking people, do you believe that God is a waymaker? If you don't believe, if you don't believe that He's a miracle worker, a promise keeper, that's y'all see my sign right there. He's a waymaker, a miracle worker, a promise keeper, a light in the darkness. My God, that's what He is. He is all of those things. He's He's all of those things. And you got to believe that He can work a miracle. You got to believe that He's a waymaker. And that's good, Tarek. I know what you went through with that. When that gas truck hit you, I know it totally changed your life. I know you just have to start all over, and you have shared that with us. And you know, you are a walking testimony. There are a lot of people have been through some things, and they know there wasn't nobody but God. They know it wasn't nobody but Him. Listen to the gospel song, I believe. Who sang that?
But it don't connect to your phone. What's it doing?
You know, I was asking the question in one of my lives. Uh, Terry, do you believe in prophecy? Do you believe that prophecy is real? Do you believe that, I know a lot of people do and a lot of people don't. But do you believe in prophecy? Do you think it exists? So like I said, I went to a prophet, and I didn't even know that she was one, but she read my life. She read my life history. Hey, Six Bo, how you doing? What prophecy did I have? That was back then. Not, I haven't been to one recently because I'm like, that right there it kind of scared me, for that lady didn't know what I was going through. She just like, she knew my struggles and things like that. She knew I was going through a lot of financial problems, and she knew where I lived. She just was telling me that things were gonna get better, and I'm like, how did she know that I was going through the things I was going through? You know, and she was just saying that God was gonna make a way for me. She really did. And that's why I say He's a way maker, because some of the things that I went through, a lot of people probably couldn't have survived. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta have that faith in order to believe that these things gonna happen. You gotta believe that He's a way maker. You gotta believe that He's a miracle worker. Prophets are real. I met several. For real? I mean, the things she said to me kind of scared me. I'm like, she was talking about when I was in between jobs and saying things were gonna get better, and I was able to get me a good job. I just think about the things she did say to me. I'm just saying, how she know that I'm having financial issues and going through this, and she read my mother-in-law. She was saying my mother-in-law hurt every day. Then before I got with the health issues. That when I was working, I think I had lost my job, and my husband was going through some things with his job, and it felt like that we didn't know how we was gonna make it. And she kept on telling me to keep trusting God. And it kind of scared me. She knocked me out. I went up to the altar, and she put her hand on my head, and I don't remember that nail, y'all. I don't remember that nail. And it kind of like, wow. It's like something just came over me. Oh, it was all true. Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you, kid. You already saying that. I could be having look at my rough. You still be saying, Amy, you look pretty today. Thank you. I was out that door, y'all. I had to come in here. Ooh, I sat out there for a little while. So, Six Bowl, you believe in the prophecy? Hmm. Some people be, I be like, I just kept on saying, how did she know this? But she read me. She was like, you struggling. She said, you dealing with depression. You dealing with some stuff. And she was just assuring me that things was going to get better. She kept on saying it. She kept on saying it gonna get better. Yo, y'all gonna be financial where you're able to take care of your children. Cause my kids were living. I wasn't going through the health issues back then, but you know what? I was having issues. I was having some issues, but it's just like she just was assuring me that things was gonna work out for me. Sometimes we pray when we pray to God. Sometimes we want things to happen right then, but we have to be patient. Have to be patient. Yeah, my sister passed away, and they probably gave me a message from my sister from heaven. For real? Wow. Wow. Woo! What kind of music that is? I gotta get out of here. Hey, who got that music playing? Y'all, I'm gonna have to put my thing on mute. Who got that music playing?
Some of me.
Oh, I ain't going back that down. It's cold like that. But I'm not on the rights to this music, YouTube. If you hear anything in the background, it's just entertainment. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, the lady was a stranger, and she read my mother-in-law. She was like, me and my mother-in-law were both there crying, and it was just like, and all of a sudden I know I was on the floor. I'm like, how did I get on the floor? But she was telling my mother-in-law that she was hurting every day. Cause we had just lost my husband brother, maybe a few months before we went to that church, and she would tell my mother-in-law that she was hurting, and she wouldn't. She was like, "You hurt every day. You won't tell your family." And my mother-in-law, she was like that. She would always say, I'm all right. But she was going through some stuff. And that lady, she just practically just was letting us know what my mother-in-law was going through. And my mother-in-law said, no, I didn't want to tell y'all about what I was going through. She never would let us know when she was hurting. And then she was grieving too for my brother. She said, yeah, but I never asked any question. I was just at a store and someone stopped me saying that they had to talk to me. Wow. That didn't scare you? That didn't scare you? Wow. So how did you feel after how did you feel? Who in Boosting Room? I gotta get out of here. Cause Junior, you said your live probably gonna be in my live. I ain't want that in there. My son live over there. He doing like I said, my son is an entrepreneur, y'all. And I'm gonna be sharing his website. He got some products. I'm gonna do a live with my son, and y'all will get a chance to see some of the things that my son will be selling. And if y'all be interested, the link will be in my chat. We're gonna do a live once he get everything organized. He got a lot of wellness products, some of the same stuff that I be sharing over here, but he's doing it in his own business. Another time I was working a cashier job, and they asked my manager to get me out the register to talk to me. What? Wow. Wow. Cleveland to the God song you can't heard about it, Jackson. Yeah. That's why I said sometimes we be want things to happen like that. But we have to trust God's timing. When the lady was telling me about, she told me to stop crying, stop depressing, stop stressing. She was saying things were going to get better. In other words, she was telling me I had to go through all those things. I had to go through all those up and down days to get where I needed to get. Excuse me, y'all. And I did. I went through a lot. I really did. And I'm like, wow, this lady spoke on all of this. But I know God was the way maker. He made a way. He continued to make a way. Even though sometimes I find myself still trying to overcome some things. And then I sit back and think about how far God has brought me. That's the testimony when you can sit back and see how far God has brought you through some things and you still here. That's something you should want to talk about because that's your testimony. That's something you have witnessed for yourself what God have done to you. Let me see. And the girl walked past me. She said she had to come out. She couldn't walk past me because the energy was too strong. What? Wow. That was powerful, girl. That was powerful. Wow. Girl. You have to believe. Whew, I gotta get out here. Junior, that's a me you in?
Yeah.
Y'all playing that kind of stuff? But yeah. So how everybody day been going today? How's everybody day been? I'm gonna get my everything back on track after a while with my panels. I've just been taking care of a lot of real life stuff, and I've been lately. I've been having to just pop up. I usually have everything scheduled, but been doing some personal stuff. And tomorrow I'm gonna try to, yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try to have it scheduled so I can have young Reds over to talk about all time. Today is just like a pop up. I like having people on the panel with the testimony they can share. But Sis Ball, thanks for sharing that. Cause a lot of people saying they don't think prophecies are real. They don't believe them, but it didn't scare you, or how did it make you feel? How did it make you feel? Wow, now that's so powerful. This woman, she was just telling me to stop worrying, stop stressing. Things were gonna work out. She was telling me just give it to God. Cause sometimes when I find myself getting overwhelmed by things, it do make me depressed. It do make me get my anxiety overwhelmed. But I can't say for the last, I haven't really had a panic attack just about over a year now. I might get a little agitated, or I can tell when I get a little overwhelmed about stuff. And once I start feeling overwhelmed, I know how to breathe, and I just say, I take those deep breaths and I start praying. I start giving it to God. Hmm?
Can I go play with Cruz?
It's like just say hey. And don't be making no faces.
Okay. Hey,
That's impolite.
hey, Miss Key, Miss Adam, Miss A, Miss
Miss Six
Carly,
Balls.
Miss Sister Bose,
Mr.
and all the
Kenneth.
other people on the line. Well, in a few minutes, I'm done. In a few minutes, I'm gonna.
Call finna go out. Don't mess with it. I gotta put it back on my phone. Go on, call. It'll be dark directly.
Okay.
It's real. The one who got, let me see. Let's see what Kenneth said. I got new hearing aids today. Oh, you did? That's good, Kenneth. They working out for you? It's real. The one who got me off the register said that I'm doing everything I supposed to do and was telling me about my kids' future and gave me money and I didn't know them. For real? I never told them I had kids. That's what I'm saying. It's just like they know your life. Like the lady know where I live. She was saying she know my road. I'm like, she knew I was struggling, in other words, and she knew I was stressed, and she was trying to tell me that help was on the way. In other words, she was saying things was going to get better, but I had to go through some things. And sometimes when we question God and we wonder why things happen, sometimes things happen for our own good. Sometimes things happen for a reason. Most of the time when things happen, it do be for a reason. And God know that reason. That's great. I'm glad you look. I need one. No kids, how about Baba, you can't see her here. You got you some more glasses. Now you need to go get your hearing checked. I said, I'll keep living, get old, keep living. Y'all ears gonna get bad too. Uh, she know where you live at. I don't know about her. Yeah. Though I was wondering, I was like, did my friend, because I went, one of my friends did invite me. And that's why I was like, this lady know too much about me. She know that I lived in what kind of house I lived in. She described my house. You hear me? And that kind of got me a little spooky there. Got to thinking like, girl, did you tell that woman what I live in? Did you tell her that me and my husband had been struggling? Because we was. Back then we was. We was. We really was. I'm not ashamed to tell nobody. We was. hmm You got that right. I ain't go back down to that church either, y'all. I'm sorry. I didn't go back. I said, She knocked me out. I remember her putting her hand on me. Only I remember on the floor. And I had my friend, did you tell that lady about me? She said, no, girl, the lady, she's a prophet. She know what you was going through. But she was trying to assure me and tell me the thing was going to get better. She was like, you heard and you struggling. And we had just lost my brother-in-law. And I think my husband had lost his job. And my job was like up and down. We was going through some financial hardship back then. My kid was still, I think my son was still in school. That was before I started having issues with my health. I think that was a couple years before. I know. And I didn't go back. That's why I said I just started praying and trusting God more. And things did start to change for us. But it happened in God's timing. That's why I said a lot of things don't happen when we want it to. Because we have to go through these different stages of life to get where we need to be. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I did. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm not ashamed to say that I lost vehicle, I lost a vehicle, all that. I could sit here and talk about things I have went through. I was almost finished paying for a vehicle. And I was telling the people that, look, I'm just going through some hard time right now. I think I had it was a silver Challenger. I loved that car too. It was where I could watch movies in there. It was a nice car. And I think I left on like $3,000. I was almost finished. It, life happens. Things had happened. And they came and got it. We tried to talk to the people, try to tell them we just going through stuff. Some of the people don't be caring. They came and got it. And I was like, okay. I didn't want them to because I almost finished paying for it. I just was having some bad luck on things, like down on my luck with the job and financial. But I could have folded. I could have gave up, but I didn't. I just was waiting on God's timing for things to get better. And He did. He really did. Like I said, I don't mind sharing that kind of stuff with y'all. Because I know people have went through things like that. And I know you have to go through things to get where you need to be at in your life. That's why I said I have fought hard to be the woman I am today. The good, the bad, the up and down days, the good days. And everything has not been peachy. Everything has not been peachy. I can't sit here and say I have had the perfect life because I haven't. But I do have a life. And I thank God for the life that He's given me. I thank God for Him continuing to breathe life inside of me. I ain't never want to be like the Joneses. I ain't trying to be like the Joneses. I just want to be comfortable, be able to survive. And that's it. I don't try to be up no more than I am. I try to be who I am. I try not to take nothing for granted because things can change in a blink of an eye. I know. I know. I have been there. I have witnessed things. But the things she was saying, it hit home. Yeah.
Need somebody to help me wash Kyrie hair.
I'm finna end it live anyway in a few minutes. I was just coming on. What you got in that bag? I had some spaghetti over there. But yeah, she knowed a lot. We must remember to change. We must remember change is more than metal and paper and pocket. Yeah. So Terry, have you ever had an experience with prophets? Have you, Kenneth, Six Bowls that she have, and I have. Have you guys ever had any experience with any prophets? They talk about the prophets in the Bible also, y'all.
Hey, y'all, you want to?
I'm talking serious talk right
Okay.
now. Get back. What time it is? About time for you to take a bath.
And I would also.
Hmm. So any of you guys have experienced someone coming up to you, sharing like they know your real life history? I had one time to make me. You had one to make you fall. Okay. And I tell you, they some powerful people now. They some powerful people. I had went. That when I was younger. Like my auntie and uncle. I stayed going to church with them. Like they used to go to those tents. Y'all know when people have church in the tent outside. I've been in those type. And they was going to those preachers. They'll put that oil on your head. And then people be falling out and stuff. I was young. I didn't quite understand then. I know it was the spirit of God and stuff like that take over. But yeah, but I just put all my trust in God, and I always say whatever I'm going through, I just take one day at a time and give it to Him. Sometimes we have to just give it to Him and leave it right there. Cause we tend to stress, we tend to keep going and on with it. The only thing He's gonna do is continue to affect us mentally. No real experience, okay. Pray. They would push people so you can fall. That's right. Lean on Jesus. That's why I be saying too. If you haven't tried Jesus, you need to try him. Yeah, they be hitting on people hard. They be like, they be. Yeah, I remember my aunt and uncle. Like I said, my aunt was uncle both preachers. And they used to put that stuff on your head. That oil, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like I said, I love God. He's my all in all, and I don't mind talking about him. And but I'm not gonna try to pretend that I know a lot about God or the Bible and stuff like that. I'm not gonna sit here and say I do. I'm a work in progress. There's some things that when you don't understand stuff, you can go to the Bible, and some of that stuff some of the same things that we are dealing with now, it's in the Bible. Everything that God has spoke on, He spoke on the floods, He spoke on the fires, He spoke on how people turn against each other, mothers, daughters, fathers, sons, and brother against brother, sister. All those things was in the Bible. And we witness these things every single day. Every day we witness people turning against each other, family, friends, husband and wives, and all the incest. We witness things like that is going on now. But he spoke on all those things. You read that Bible, you'll see all the stuff that he has spoke on. It is happening today. It really is. Six Ball, what you been doing today? What y'all been doing on y'all channels? I saw Frank did some. I think my computer needs charging up. I was trying to see what all everybody been doing. Uh, I'm glad you're doing better too, Terry. I'm doing much better. Kenneth, I'm glad you said you got you some hearing aids. That's awesome. I need to get my hearing checked because I know when I used to work, they used to have hearing. Like I didn't like to get my hearing checked. It seemed like after they put the thing on your ear, it seemed like you still be hearing stuff. I don't like to be like caved in and be in and stuff like that. It's like it do something to me. But like I said, tomorrow I'll be talking some more about autism. Tomorrow, I probably go through StreamYard tomorrow. Then if anybody want to come up and share some things about autism, like I said, there's a lot of things I'm still learning about autism. It's Autism Awareness Month. And I also have merch available, 20% off. If anybody want to check out any of those merch. And like I said, when my son get through getting his company and websites and things lined up, I will be sharing with y'all about some of the things that my son will be selling. He got some of the products over there, but he told me to wait till he get some of the things situated. He gonna be having a website, so y'all see my son website also in my night box. My kids grown, but I support them in whatever they do, as long as it's legal. And if it's something to help him and to help the family, why not? There's a lot of it's like plant based stuff, and yeah, a lot of stuff over there is some same stuff that I share over here when it comes down to our mind, body, and soul. Um, and that's what important. Taking care of all of it. Your mind, your body, and your soul. You gotta make sure you take care of all of it. Georgia, we're talking about the whole anointing oil. It is used as physical shield to keep all the spirits away and confer blessings on your life. Be careful who doing it though. Yeah, a lot of people be trying to put. Though I be telling them folk will be coming here, these trolls be coming in my chat. I can put some oil on you now. I know some people be putting like a cross on your head with it. A lot of churches do it. I know my uncle and aunt, they was holiness. They was into the holiness church, and they did it all the time. I have seen people follow the flow. As a child, I didn't know what was wrong with them. I didn't know. I'm like, them people gonna hurt themselves. But they said, when as soon as they touched them with that oil, they fall down. And And I didn't know, as a child coming up, I didn't know why they was doing it. I thought, I'm like Frank, I thought the folk was just knocking them down. But they said, no, they weren't just knocking them down. They would, the spirit, or then some of them probably do try to, you know, it's be powerful. Stuff like that is powerful. But I have enjoyed y'all. Like I said, I was asking the question, do you believe God is a waymaker? And he is. But you gotta believe. Things might not come on our timing, but it will come on time. Sometimes we just have to be patient and wait. Sometimes it might take a long time to get where you need to be. But you just can't give up. There was a lot of time I felt like just throwing in the towel. I'm talking about on real life stuff. There were some things I was dealing with. I just said, Lord, you know. But I couldn't let the devil trick me like that. Because that's what it be. When the devil make you feel like you don't want to be here or you don't want to be around people, ain't nothing but the devil. Because you can't fall for it. I saw a faith healer once. Oh, you did? How did it make you feel, Kenny? We must remember that not all blessings are going to be beautiful and sweet. Some blessings are going to be ugly and sour. Be wise enough to know to see your blessing, use your blessing, and release. Yeah, I appreciate all my blessings. I got 4 blessings. These babies are my blessing. They are my joy, even though they, woo, don't get on my bed. Don't get on my bed
Is this like a
side.
bad one?
No, this is not my bad. Look, both of them heard today, though.
Hey.
My babies are my blessings. I'm sorry, you know you my blessings? You my blessing from God. I was blessed to have your mom, and your mom was blessed to have y'all.
And this is how Junior had no kids. After 41 years.
Junior ain't 41, he was 27.
I talk about 41 years in their life. I talk about 41 years and he didn't have no kids.
He probably have some after a while. But I have to enjoy y'all while I'm able to. That's why I be telling
My
you to be.
teacher can have the baby
Your
on
teacher can have a baby. That's
Yeah,
why.
it's very close to my birthday. It's on the same month of my Carrie's.
Okay, your birthday next month.
I'm gonna ask her what she don't name it.
Okay.
At
That's why I always tell you to be a good girl. Don't I always get on you about that? Don't I? Look at you. Don't be bad now. I'm gonna take you out.
Move.
All right. Don't be bad now. Now you being bad, you gonna move. Don't do that. Don't do that. You don't show your people your tongue.
I was just taking my tongue out.
Don't do that. They don't want to see
I'm
your
not
tongue.
doing that.
Okay, bye. 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 Go fix her water. It's time to go take a bath.
No, Mom, this wife wants to get like dark dog.
It already dark.
No, it's not. Look.
Girl, it by 8:30. You know it get dark by
Look,
8:30.
it's close to being dark.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, y'all. But like I said,
No, close to being
I just
dark.
want to speak on that about God is a
Don't
way.
forget to like and subscribe.
Mm-hmm. I just wanted to bring that up about God as a way maker. Sometimes we think that we ain't gonna make it.
By the way,
Just don't
today
get.
I'm gonna do another art video. So make sure you stay in the channel to watch our art video.
Okay, we'll do it on a short, okay? Because I had put Mick on a short video yesterday. You were here when you saw when I was recording that video.
What video?
I had showed your guinea pig yesterday.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like I said, there have been times I want to just throw in the towel. And I kept saying, whoo, I just can't do it. Can't get a devil that satisfaction. You can't get a devil that satisfaction now. Even if things do seem like they get rough, can't give me satisfaction. Who told you to eat my banana?
So Grandma, what kind of meal you want today?
I already ate me some spaghetti.
Oh man, because you'll need like bananas and honey.
I don't want no banana in here. I'm full. I ate that spaghetti. I'm full.
I'm not really that full.
Yep. But anyway, you guys,
Still being B.
I appreciate y'all for coming over. Like I said, when I get some things back on track, we're gonna start back doing some panels. I'm still working on those hours. And tomorrow I'll be talking about autism awareness, and I'll still be sharing some things about stress awareness too. Um, sometimes we find ourselves stressing and worrying about things that God had already fixed for us. Like I said, we stop doing that. Sometimes we want things to happen like just like that, but we have to trust God's timing. We have to trust God's timing in everything we do. Because they said He's the on time God. Might not come when we want him to come, but He's coming. I don't know. He, he might not come when we want him to come, but he's still right on time. Kyrie getting their hair done, ain't he? I hear him hollering. He got to take Easter pictures.
When?
Go in there and see if you play with him, cause his mom ain't not messing with his head. But I know he gonna have a fit. But yep, and that's what
No, that wasn't pink, that is the pig.
I don't do that. You're not getting the camera doing that. You know I'll play with you, but playing like that now. What I told you. Go see what I'm gonna be on an ice thing going her that go on her lunch thing.
Oh.
But I do want to think. Kenny said he had been to a hill. What do you say? A faith healer before. Okay. I wanted to ask Kenny how did he feel. We have prayer meetings. We have what do you call it? We have prayer meetings. We have prayer service. We have revivals, and sometimes we do stuff like just prayer, just pray for it. Praying for people that's going through stuff. You know, but when you pray, you gotta be sincere about it, and it gotta be from your heart. We must remember what entrepreneur and public speaker Mar Golden always talking about. Please don't let your environment limit your vision. Don't allow your current situation decide how you see. That's right. That is so true. It did me some good, I think. Okay. And that's the main thing. Long as you get something out of it to help you. Oh, my son got that thing up so loud. But he's doing some stuff in the next room. I still hear it. YouTube, I do not own the right to any type of background noise or music in this live stream. If you do hear YouTube, it's just for entertainment purposes only. But that's right, Terry. That's why whatever you might be going through, it don't define the person you really are. We can't let what's going on. We can't let what's going on define who we are. Hold on, y'all. Trying to get back on camera. I'm here. Now you can put different backgrounds on your you can use different you can use your own background. This is YouTube direct, and you can use different backgrounds and stuff like that. But anyway, you guys, I'm finna get off of here. I'm about to get off of here because my son got his live going on. He in a meeting over there, and I can hear his music. But I want to thank everybody that did come over today. Like I said, God is a waymaker. We gotta believe that He's one. We gotta, cause if you don't believe that all things are possible with God, you'll be lost. So, like I said, I have been through some things. My faith has been tested a lot. Yeah. Good night, Frank. Thank you for hanging out with me. But tomorrow I probably do some wellness talk. Wednesdays I normally talk about wellness that I've been sharing about autism. I probably come through StreamYard. The people that know about autism or deal with autism can come on and share, about what they have experienced and things like that. But on that note, that's what you said. You're the author of your life. Terry, did you figure out the good night, everybody? But I'm finna get ready to go. But did you figure out the I like playing with these background, y'all. Did you figure out how to do the YouTube direct? See, on YouTube direct you can change your backgrounds and all that stuff. That's what I like about it. But just remember, you said, when the author of your life, what do you want your obituary to say? I learned lesson from a female. The YouTube name is Lisa Montgomery, a former heroin addict. Don't let someone else. You. That's right. You the author of your own life story. Never let another person walk in on a chapter of your life that they don't know nothing about. On that note, y'all continue to keep praying, keep giving it to God, because He is a way maker. He might not come when we want him to come, but He will come on time. That song say, might not come when you want him, but He will be right on time. And I have to just keep trusting Him, keep giving Him all the glory for what some of the things that I have overcome. And there's still some things that I'm still struggling with. But I know God always have the last say so. I don't take man word. Even if when I go to the doctor, if I feel like I don't understand some of the things, I'm gonna pray about it. I pray about a lot of stuff. And a lot of people don't believe that prayer does changes. Prayer does changes. You said, tell your story. More people look at getting hit by a truck as a bad experience. I tell people all the time, it was my soul to Paul experience. Yeah, I know you shared it. What you went through, it just made you look at another view of life. It made you realize you can't take life for granted. That's what I say about what happened to me. I'm finna move, like, I'm finna end it. Ooh. Um, it make you realize that you cannot take nothing for granted. Nothing. Nothing at all. He, he having a fitting name. I'm finna come it up. You can't take nothing for granted. Nothing at all, guys. You know, I come outside. That boy got that thing up so loud. I said, ooh. He got it up so loud, and I said, I can't even hear my own self talking. But yeah, like I always tell people, you you never be ashamed of anything that you go through. Never be ashamed of anything that you have witnessed, you have experienced, because there's somebody out there you can encourage. When they hear your story, it's encouraged them to want to, it's encouraged them to want to keep fighting. It's encouraged them to stay motivated. And that's what I do. I try to continue to keep myself motivated. That's what I try to do, continue to keep myself motivated. I try to encourage others along with myself. So on that note, guys, because I'm just moving around. Oh, on that note, excuse me. I'm trying to make sure I don't overlook no one. Um, Shame is the only emotion you have to co-sign for shame to have any power. Please don't be the power plant. That's right. Like I said, I'm not ashamed of anything that I have been through and anything that I'm still dealing with. I take it as a testimony. I take it as a test. You know what I'm saying? Because God is not going to put no more on you than you can bear. And sometimes we have to go through these different types of hurdles to get where we need to be. But He knows our struggles. He knows everything we got going on in our life.
What day we doing that Easter?
We gonna Sunday we gonna probably color some eggs and y'all will get out there and find them. But anyway, y'all continue to stay blessed. Y'all stay encouraged and always stay what? Prayed up. And thanks for joining. And don't forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a good night. Bye bye. And thanks for sharing. You know, in the chat, I did read y'all comments. I like reading the inputs and things like that. And Kenneth, enjoy your hearing aid. I'm glad you was able to get you one. You'll be able to hear what you need to hear. I'm gonna go get my hearing checked. Cause you know I used to work in this plant around all that noise, and that's where it come from, being around a lot of noise and stuff like that. All right, you guys, y'all continue to stay blessed, stay encouraged, and always stay what? Prayed up. All right, bye bye.